मला नहीं make this ना into full screen. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. So we'll start in a couple of minutes. So if anybody is looking for some clients to join or any of the colleagues are supposed to join, please ask them to do so that we do not waste further any time and start. Okay, so we'll start now. Looking at the past week, in fact, from the start of this new series, in my rollover analysis, I have clearly mentioned that Nifty should see 19,500 first, and then before we see any sort of correction happening, which is how it happened. The first week itself, we in futures almost we saw 19,500 happening, and it has actually held on to the gains. And today also we saw, if in spite of all the choppiness, we are still on a very positive territory, and this 19,500 now is looking like trying to be a good support for the indices. On immediate basis, we see 19,300 definitely is a very strong support. So till we hold this level, we can say very safely that Nifty is intact in the uptrend, and we will see 20,000 zones coming as well. So now the weekly setup as per option chain also reflects that 20,000 call writers are very active, followed by 19,700 and 19,500, which means that there's the scope where we might see this coming week till Thursday, we might see 19,700 to 19,800 coming in. So this is where we will see the upside target for Nifty, and support, of course, in between 19,300 to 400. There are multiple levels where the support is being taken, and time and again we have bounced back on every dip from those zones. So like I said, 19,300, as long as we are holding, we should safely say that we will proceed and approach 19,800 zones. Likewise, Bank Nifty 44,500 is also a very crucial support. Even if we breach that, I believe 44,000 zones will hold. So again, not much of a downside for Bank Nifty, but yes, resistance is also very strongly placed at 45,000, 45,100 zones. So which is where Bank Nifty is struggling. One may say it's a struggle, and one may also look at this way that it's a beautiful consolidation, where you will see that bounce again happening in Bank Nifty for 1,000 to 1,500 points of rally. So this is the same setup that we saw in the last series, where Bank Nifty was time and again taking support at 43,500 zones and facing resistance at around 44,200. And once we decisively breached 44,200, we saw a move towards 45,500 to 700 zones coming in. So this 1,500 points move will again come in Bank Nifty. So it's a matter of time. It is consolidating. So we'll just have to hold on to the level of patiently. So this is how the setup for indices is placed. Apart from that, if we look at the sectoral setup, so weekly we see, of course, every sector will mostly look in green, except financials and power and infra. They were the sectors where we saw a little mixed bag, not so concrete upside. So these are the sectors we will again have. We'll keep these sectors on radar, because this could be turnaround sectors for us. So we might see some buying happening in the following week, and the sectors can give you a larger, frame where you can work to gain more profits. But like we say, weekly we say power is the only sector, and financials, of course, being in the red. Daily also we saw power continues to be on the negative territory. So, but power also, there's a mixed bag. If you see the few counters that are looking quite good, and quite good in the sense, matlab, they have taken good support. They're at exact very crucial support. Like let's say we talk about Tata Power. Tata Power 220 to 19 zones are very strong support, and we saw it is there actually. So for me, it wouldn't be a sell right now. Probably a good buy with a favorable risk reward, because you have nothing to lose. And if the view goes right and there's some buying happening in the coming week, you'll see 228 to 230 to 35 zones again within no time. So though power is in the negative as a sector whole, but keep an eye on stocks like Tata Power. Also NTPC, I believe again 190 to 95 can happen, as long as we are holding 181, 182 zones. So these two scripts in that count sector, though looking little hazy right now, but can give you good returns if they hold on to the immediate supports. In that sector, again, power grid, of course, if it is not crossing 240 to 42 zones, that becomes a sell for targets of 225 to 220. So like I said, it's a mixed bag. but keep those levels in radar, because this is where you will make the maximum gains, because a breach below 218 to 17 in Tata Power will trigger levels of 205 to 203, 200 zones. And if Power Grid also is trading below 240, you will see levels of 220 coming in. And if Tata Power, sustains those 220 zones, then you will see 228 to 235 zones. So it's a make or break levels for Tata Power. Keep that on radar for sure. Chemicals also, we see on daily basis, it has given some sort of negative, setup. So that is one sector we should keep on radar, because if this continues, then you will see a good, probability where the sell will trigger, and many stocks will come in that grip, and you can make good money. So this is how the setup is looking, for the coming week. Oil and gas also mixed bag, but oil and gas today, towards the closing, we saw good run up happening. So we will also keep that in focus. So the clear strong sectors for coming would be metals and IT. IT, it has been very strong on the weekly time frame as well, and on daily also it is that one sector that is completely bullish, followed by metals. Metals also one has to look, and capital goods. So these three sectors will be outrightly bullish coming week. So anybody who has to play bets, they can do it in these three sectors. I believe they will see good run up again from here. So this is it. As we have talked about the weekly setup. Now let's talk about stocks. So open to your queries. And if in case I missed any, so please don't panic. Like always, I will definitely answer all your queries over email. I'm writing my email ID again here. Okay. Mr. Tirupati Rao, thank you so much. See, because markets are difficult, so maybe if you're choosing one or two counters, that is happening. So in this case, if you want to trade on all my option recommendations, I would prefer you to have a capital of around 2 lakh rupees. That will help you. ABFRL above 220 only a good buy. Otherwise, again 200 will come. Gujarat Gas, it should have seen 450 zones, but it is taking support of 460, like I mentioned yesterday. Below 460, it will see 430 to 420 zones. So as long as 460 is not breached decisively, so it is one counter you should avoid. Persistent, it is almost trading at around 5,000 levels for us now. So I believe it is positive, but keep trailing. Don't go for fresh longs on immediate basis. Maruti 900 is a good support right now. We're again targeting for 10,000 and above levels. Reliance, only after this deal merger thing, we will get a clear view right now. Infi 1440 to 1460 again likely targets. Tata Steel will do 120 in coming sessions. Godrej Properties, we saw 1600 being, absolute good support, and we saw 1700 almost zones approaching today. So if we sustain above 1700, then only up the targets of 1900 and above will open up. Ashok Leyland will see 185 to 188 zones. Yes, if you have AB Capital at 142 and HAL at 2500, definitely you should book profit, or at least keep trailing. Persistent very likely should do 5200, yes. Ashok Leyland, like I discussed, 188 is the target. And McDowell's should do 980, 990, but these are all positional trades because market is in a very strong momentum. We expect these targets to come in anytime. But if you have already taken up positions earlier, it's very much advisable that you keep trading. Mr. Sanjay Gupta, option selling is not lucrative and it is not understandable by many people. So which is why we avoid giving selling call options. Otherwise, people tend to make more losses. Coal India 228 to 29, if it is holding, then it is a good buy. Ashok Ley we just discussed. Tata Communications again 1700 and above zones coming. The target stays intact. OFS is also looking for targets of 4,200. Axis Bank, yes, 950 is a very good support. It should do 1,000 in coming sessions, but it might take time because Bank Nifty is in a consolidation zone. Only FNO stocks. Voltas, I'll just have to look at the data. Thank you, Mr. Arjun. 98% my accuracy. Thank you so much. Sun TV 500 will face a resistance right now. Vedanta 285 to 90 zones will come in. JSW again 800 and above, it has to sustain to see targets of 850. GAIL 115 to 118 target is intact. It is quite positive. Yes, Mr. Arjun, please. RT 450 is a good support. GAIL we just discussed. Vedanta we discussed. Tata Power is in a make or break zone. If it holds this 219 to 20 zones, you will see targets of 228 to 235 very soon. Jindal Steel and Power 680 to 700 looks positionally very strong and intact. Ibel Housing Finance, as long as 120 is there, it is fine. UK AMC is not in FNO. RBL Bank saw a stupendous rally today, so I believe for immediate basis 200 should be your trailing stop loss if you're holding the position already. Bank of Baroda above 200, it should hold to see targets of 230 to 240. Mr. Samanadas, we keep giving 5 to 6 stocks on daily basis. Mr. Arjun, I choose OI where there's highest open interest. So which is why, because that is likely the immediate, resistance or targets, whatever we can save. And I choose where we have, liquidity enough and where we have a good risk reward ratio. Tata Power bull call spread. Yes, the maximum risk was 2.85. Now it is at 0.7 or 0.8. So when you do take a trade, you are very well always, informed about the risk that you are taking. So if the trade is in loss and if your risk appetite is permitting you to exit, you should exit. So there's no harm in saying that, few trades are in loss. It's always going to be like that. Nobody can give you 100% perfect calls. Mr. Sumit. Delta Corp is in ban, and because of the news, it is behaving in this way. So it will take some time for the stock to show some movement on the positive side. Gujarat Gas 7 was a stop loss today. It is still holding. It is not yet hit. So please wait. Yes, Mr. Sumit, we do live webinars. So whenever next we announce, you can definitely join. Indus Tower 160 is crucial support. LIC Housing only above 400, again a good buy. Navin Fluorine should do good. 4,800 to 4,900 will likely come this series again. Thank you, Mr. Tapan. Mr. Jeet, yes, I am again planning on a live webinar, which would be a paid session. Definitely you can join. Thank you, Mr. Sumit. Thank you, Mr. Hari. Okay. So again, we'll do the regular practice. I will just share the poll. If it will just take 2 minutes. Please do definitely participate here. And whatever uh, you know query I'm missing, I will definitely answer you over the email. I've sent you my email ID already. And for people who are only on Twitter, please make sure that you also join the Telegram channel for Prabhudas. It is PL Derivatives channel on Telegram. Go and search this. You'll find and join so that you don't miss out on any updates. HDFC, yes, it was a very nice call and it showed really good profit. UBL, I'll just check the query. If you can, Mr. Hiren, email me the query, I will. Mr. Tirupati, of course, I'll inform whenever we plan on a paid webinar. Kotak Bank 1880 to 1900 zones, we see multiple resistance. Only above a decisive move and sustaining above 1900, you will see any upside target. L&T Finance Holding 125, 126 is again a good accumulation zone where you can, for fresh longs, you can. Otherwise, 133 to 135 will act as a resistance right now. Mr. Sandy, no, there's no specific reasons why your questions are not picked up. Can you please repeat again? Because I have endless queries, so I might. Godrej CP, if you don't mind, Mr. Narsingh, can you please give me the CMP? Mr. Srinivasi, guys, if I'm missing out on queries, you guys have to keep repeating it because I have hundreds of questions on instant basis, one after one after one after. So which is why I might miss many. So which is very normal. If I'm missing, you can email me. Mr. Debashish, your query is something very different. My calls are good, but out of that, I can't also tell you which will not hit stop loss. Definitely they get hit stop loss, and stop loss is a part of the trading journey. IT index is running. News, no, because it is result seasons are out, and pieces has it's shown some good positivity. It's so which is why which is why it has been showing good momentum. Okay. So I hope I have answered most of the queries. I have answered most of the queries. Even if I'm missing on anything, please do not worry, and I will get back to you on all of your queries. So thank you for everyone for also joining in and doing the poll. I hope that Mr. Arjun, thank you for such good support. Mr. Tirupati, thank you for such constant support. Mr. Sharan, I have missed your query. Please do repeat. Like I said, if you just leave me with please reply, I cannot know what was the query. I have hundreds of stock queries. Mr. Sharan, Genesis is not an FNO. I'm repeatedly saying this is only FNO counters that you have to ask. SBI 600 is a good resistance. Only about 600 you will see a good buy. Godrej TP 1100 will happen and support will come at around 1020. So it's in the midway. Don't go absolute longs right now. So I end the webinar right now here. And if I'm missing on any query, please do email me. I hope everybody has my email ID and the PL derivative channel also. Please join. This will be helpful. Thank you.